Few games can claim to have such an eye-catching title as Yono and the Celestial Elephants. I mean, that's an attention grabber, right? Like, imagine you're just scrolling through Steam or the eShop looking for something interesting. I really need to get around to playing Mario Rabbids. Oh, Axiom Verge is on sale. And then up pops Yono and the Celestial Elephants in your suggested feed.
What does that mean?
Watching the trailer only served to further my interest, and How Long to Beat let me know that the game was a very manageable time investment, so I decided, what the heck, let's check it out. So in this game you play as an elephant named Yono, who has recently fallen out of the sky into a strange new world, and it's a wreck. A world once united under a single great and advanced empire has now regressed to a medieval and feudal way of life. And to make things worse, the human queen has subjected all other races to her tyrannical rule. And by races, I mean the zombies and the robots. Oh, I'm sorry, I mean the Bone White, hailing from a cemetery known as the Sundergarden, and the Mechani of the mechanical city of Freehaven. And everybody has problems. In addition to general unrest, the current state of the monarchy, the Bone Whites are in the midst of a plague they call the Blight, and the Mechani are on the brink of a violent revolution. Of course, all these problems are now also your problems. Why? Because you're an elephant, of course. In the world of this game, elephants are some kind of celestial deity, with one only popping down to Earth once every 1,000 years or so. The catch here is, you're just a baby elephant. You don't know how to fix these people's problems, but it's up to you to find out. So what about the gameplay? Well, Yono is an adventure puzzle game reminiscent of the Zelda franchise. I usually don't like comparing every single adventure game with puzzle elements to Zelda, but I guess it's okay if the actual game pokes fun at itself over it, so yeah, it's like Zelda. The absolute first thing you'll notice when you boot up the game is that it radiates charm from every pixel on your display. I absolutely love the title screen. I know that's not something that usually gets a lot of attention, but I think it's really cool. I'd say it took me about until I carried my first hedgehog to fully sell me on the game. If you haven't already picked up on this, one of the major appeals of this game is just how cute it is. Personally, I really like the art direction and the character design, and the music is surprisingly good. Little things, like the animation that plays during fast travel, go the extra mile to put a smile on your face. Something it really does a good job of. Of course, all the charm in the world won't save your game if it plays like Sonic Genesis. You need solid gameplay to back it up, and funnily enough, that's exactly how I would describe the gameplay of Yono and the Celestial Elephants. Solid. As Yono, you have the ability to pick up and throw items, head bash, and suck up and fire back out items with your trunk. You'll need to use these abilities to navigate dungeon-like levels and even the paths in between cities. This game's bread and butter is block-pushing puzzles, which I think are done very well. They do an excellent job of slowly ramping up the difficulty by introducing new mechanics, like empty crates, which are effectively weightless until filled with water, or everybody's favorite, ice blocks, which slide until they hit something when pushed. Like any good puzzle should, every room in the game has this aha moment where it finally clicks in place exactly what you're supposed to do. I even had fun executing some of the later puzzles, which require a ton of moving parts. It's really satisfying to see everything finally come together to get the result you were looking for. Unfortunately, a game without issues this is not. If you're like me, you might occasionally find yourself thinking that the feel of the game lacks the polish you'd expect from a game that looks and plays as well as Yono. Fortunately, though, all this lack of polish boils down to is incredibly minor hiccups. It's a bit easier to find yourself out of bounds than it should be. The few staircases in the game feel a bit off, although this may just be because you play as an elephant, and the headbutt ability is a little too inconsistent for my liking. None of this really detracts from the gameplay, though. At least it didn't for me. I mean, maybe it would be a bigger deal if the game had a bigger focus on physics or your actual movement, but as it stands, solving puzzles works fine, and that's what really counts. One thing I did find kind of odd is this side quest you're assigned in Nightingale City. You're supposed to find all of the letters to fill out this ancient book, but when you do, the game doesn't even so much as acknowledge it, and you can keep collecting letters until the counter maxes out, even though you can't do anything with them. Interestingly enough, this game indulges in the very, very occasional combat sequence, most of which are pretty simple and can be summed up as headbutt, pull back a little bit, headbutt again, repeat. There are some cool segments where you get to blow up enemies with dynamite, so that's cool, I guess. And what good game would be complete without boss fights? Yeah, this game features 3 of them, all of which are laughably easy. The first two pretty much fall in with the rest of the game's combat philosophy of headbutt to win, but the final boss actually had multiple stages and managed to implement some puzzle elements as well, which is appreciated. Circling back to the story, I'd say it plays out fairly well, aside from the Queen's rather rushed redemption arc. The characters and dialogues are, of course, extremely charming. What did you expect? There's this running theme of these goofy, cartoonish characters being put into really deep, serious situations with heavy social and political implications. I can't tell if it's being played for laughs or if it's supposed to be serious or some combination of the two, but either way I found it hilarious. All these characters get their version of a happily ever after, and the future of the kingdom looks bright. For all you completionists out there like me, there's still some stuff to do once you finish the game. Each city features 1 or 2 interconnected side quests, but these are rather short and can be done pretty easily on a first visit. If you haven't already collected all the heart containers, you can do that, but for your sake, I hope you didn't miss any during your playthrough, as there isn't any way to keep track of what you've already collected. If you've done all this, all that's really left to do is buy all the costumes. That is, if you feel inclined to spend about an hour and a half grinding money by breaking bases for costumes you won't ever even use because, well, once you buy them, you'll be done with the game. The things we do for 100% completion. So what do I think about Yono and the Celestial Elephants? Well, I'll just level with you and say that the pure charm of this game is one of its biggest selling factors, so if you're looking for something based exclusively off gameplay, Yono might fall a bit short. And if you don't like block-pushing puzzles, then this game will probably do very little to sell you on the concept. With that being said, though, I had a really good time with it. $15 on the Switch or Steam does seem a bit steep to me, especially considering the game's rather short runtime. Personally, I think it could benefit quite a bit from a $5 price drop and a port to PS4 and Xbox One, but I still think it was 7-ish hours well spent. Maybe consider giving Yono a shot if you ever see it on sale. I'd love to see it get more attention online. Hey, I finally got my mic working again. Turns out there wasn't anything wrong with it. The USB hub I had it plugged into was just dying. But I guess that's still good news because I don't have to buy a new mic now. I just have to buy a new USB hub. That's the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to drop a like, comment, follow me on social media. Join my Discord server. We actually have some people there now. So that's cool if you're into that kind of thing. And, be sure to subscribe. We're inching ever so closer to 500 subscribers with every week that goes by, so be part of it. That's about all I've got for you. Thanks for watching.